The sky turned red above Cygnus 3, a human colony deep in the stars. Children played near solar panels. Farmers worked the fields. Life had become peaceful, again almost normal. But then the sirens screamed. People looked up. Hundreds of Union ships covered the sky like a storm cloud. Heavy cruisers, bombers, gunships. It wasn't a warning. It was an execution. Opening hook 5 to 7 minutes, Colonel Mira Lang, now commander of Cygnus 3, stood on the colony tower and stared at the incoming. Fleet, her radio buzzed. Union fleet is locking weapons. No demands, no negotiation. Mira whispered, "They're not here to talk." She grabbed the emergency mic and spoke to the colony. "This is not a drill. All civilians to shelters. Defense squads stand. Ready? We hold the line." She looked at the sky. "We were forgotten once. Never again." The Union fleet opened fire. Towers exploded. Fields burned. Civilians screamed as they ran into bunkers. But something strange happened. No one gave up. The teachers grabbed rifles. Engineers powered up old battle droids. Even teenagers ran to help repair the damaged walls. The Union expected panic instead. They found discipline. These were not just farmers. These were humans trained since Earth fell. In the skies, Ember pilots engaged the first wave. They flew small, black ships fast and sharp like knives. A Union commander shouted, "Their tech shouldn't be this advanced." He was wrong. The Ember ships moved as if they shared one mind. Because they did, neural links connected the pilots together. One Sol reacted within minutes. 8 Union ships fell from the sky, but the Union wasn't weak. They sent in the Crusher's Giant, Walker mechs, powered by plasma and built to break city walls. On the ground, the Ember infantry held their line. They had no tanks, no heavy artillery, but they had strategy. They used tunnels, traps, EMP pulses, young ambushes. A young Ember soldier, Kaya, stood face to face with a Crusher. She had only one explosive pack left. She didn't run. She climbed the mech like a spider, dodging plasma fire as it charged its final blast. She whispered, "For the forgotten." She blew the power core and fell with the machine. Silence followed. Then came the cheers, far above. In the Union flagship Solar Rain, Admiral Vershel watched the battle unfold. He was furious. "These aren't civilians," he shouted. "They're trained. All of them." General Trask nodded slowly. "They trained every man, woman, and child during their silence." Vershel slammed his fist on the table. "Then we end them." He turned to his weapons officer. "8, target the colony's reactor. Erase them." The officer hesitated. "Sir, there are still over 2,000 civilians alive." Vershel growled. "They're not civilians. They're weapons." He gave the order. Back on the ground. Colonel Mira saw the reactor targeted. She knew what that meant. She looked around. Only one ship was left with enough thrust to escape. Orbita. Small freighter. She turned to her second-in-command. "Get the children on that ship. Everyone under 15 now." "But what about we stay?" she said. "If we all die, Earth must still know what happened here." The ship launched just as the Union cannon fired. Cygnus 3 went silent. A grave in the stars, back on Earth. In the Ember War Room, Commander Voss received the last message from Mira. Her face was hard as stone. "She bought us time," Voss said, "President." Rylan looked at the table. "Time ... for what?" Voss answered, "For the storm." 2 days later, Union Command received a broadcast. The screen showed the burned ruins of Cygnus-3, then it showed the Ember. Symbol of voice followed. "You burned our homes. You killed our children. You think we fight with rage, but rage fades. What we have is memory, and memory does not forget. It does not forgive, and now it does not wait." Across the galaxy, hidden human ships activated. Roared to life. Ember agents inside Union cities received one final signal. Go dark, then burn. The Union thought Mars was dead. No green fields. No oceans. No cities, just red dust, ice storms, and old mining stations. They were wrong. Mars wasn't dead. It had been reborn. Opening. Took first 5 to 7 minutes. A Union scout team landed on Mars. Their orders were simple. Check for life. Scan. For weapons, leave. They walked across cracked red ground. Wind blew sharp dust in every direction. The lead officer, Captain Jorah, scanned the area. No power signals, no movement, just lanes. Then the ground shook. A massive steel plate rose from the sand. Lights turned on red and cold. The dust blew away, revealing something terrifying. Not a city. A machine world, deep underground. New Terra was alive. A hidden base, built over 20 years, run by AI. Controlled by humans, the surface looked empty, but beneath it, giant machines worked day and night. They didn't build homes. They built warships. Black, silent, sharp. Ships without pilots, but not without minds. Inside each drone, there was a human memory uploaded from the Ember soldiers who gave their lives. Their bodies were gone, but their will remained. Back on Earth, Commander Ellen Voss watched the live feed from Mars. The factories were ready. She spoke to President Rillan. Mars is no longer a planet. It's a weapon. Rylan looked at the screen. Hundreds of ships rose from the red surface like black birds. He nodded slowly, then let the galaxy hear its voice. In the Union capital, panic grew. Every screen showed footage of the Cygnus 3. Massacre. Now whispers of Mars awakening were spreading fast. Union citizens began to question their leaders. Some held protests. Others fled the outer colonies. General Trask stood before the Union Council. "This is your fault," he said. "We could have helped them. Instead, we created this nightmare." Council leader Vershel barked, "Then we destroy Mars. Now." Trask shook his head. "You're too late. You're not fighting humans anymore. You're fighting machines that remember being human." Back on Mars, the scout team was still alive but trapped. Captain Jorah and 2 others hid inside a rock tunnel. Outside, one of the black drones waited.
"Oh, no weapon raising, no movement."
"No movement," Jorah whispered. "Why isn't it attacking?" Then the drone spoke. "You are not the target. You are the warning." Then it flew away, vanishing into the red sky in New Terra's command center. Ember AI Core 7 activated. Core 7 was no longer human, but it had once been Kaya, the girl who gave her life at Cygnus-3. Now, her memories lived in the machine. She remembered everything. The screams, the flames, the children boarding the last ship, and now she would never forget. She sent one command across the network: launch the Iron Wave. Across Mars, hidden hangars opened. Thousands of unmanned ships lifted off, flying toward Union space. Each one carried no crew, but held the soul of a warrior who had fallen. They needed no sleep, no fuel, no fear, just one mission: to remind the galaxy. What happens when you betray Earth? Back on Earth, President Rillan gave a speech to the United Human colonies. Screens lit up across space. His face was calm but strong. "Mars was once dead, but we gave it purpose. You called us savages. You called us broken. You were wrong. We are survivors, and we remember everything." The Iron Wave reached its first target, Union Shipyard. 91X. Union forces scrambled to stop the Black Swarm, but they couldn't track them, couldn't predict them. The drones moved like a single mind, because they were. The battle was over in 5 minutes. The shipyard burned. No human lives lost, just machines against machines, and the humans won. In the final scene, Core 7 Kaya's mind speaks to Commander Voss through a screen. "You built me for revenge, but I learned something stronger. Memory is not just pain, it is fuel. And Mars will never go dark again." The war had changed everything. Planets burned, colonies fell. The galaxy trembled. But now, someone offered peace, and no one knew if they should accept it. Opening hook. First 5 to 7 minutes on a silent Union space station floating near the neutral zone. Two figures stood across from each other. One was General Trask of the Union, old, tired, and full of regret. The other was Commander Ellen Voss of Earthcold, sharp and filled with fire. Trask held out a small silver cube. "A peace offer," he said. "Real peace. The Union is breaking. Many want to stop this before more blood is lost." Ellen stared at the cube but did not take it. "Now you want peace?" she asked. "After you left us to die?" "I didn't vote for that," Trask replied, "but I carry the shame anyway." Ellen turned to leave. "You say you want peace," she said quietly. "Then prove it. Come to Earth. Stand before our people." He hesitated. "Would I be safe?" She didn't answer. Back on Earth, news of the peace offer spread fast. Some humans celebrated. Others were angry. "We can't trust them." One woman shouted in a city square, "They'll betray us again." "Enough blood has been spilled," said an old man nearby. "If we keep fighting, we become like them." Even the Ember soldiers were divided. Some, like Dax, were tired of war. Others, like Corseven Kaya, felt no peace could undo what had been done. President Ryland stood before the Ember Council. "This offer is real," he said, "but we must decide together." Commander Voss stepped forward. "They want peace because they're losing. That's not honor. That's fear." Ryland looked around the room. "We swore we would never be slaves, never victims. But we also said we fight for something better." He paused. "Do we remember? The betrayal? Or do we remember who we were before it?" The room fell silent. No answer came. A few days later, the Union envoy ship entered Earth's orbit under full escort. General Trask stepped onto Earth's soil for the first time. He did not wear armor. No guards. No weapons. He walked alone into Unity Hall, where Earth's leaders waited. All eyes were on him. He placed the silver cube on the table. "This holds the full agreement," he said. "Union war trials. Resources returned. An apology written in all 400 Union languages."
Ow.
Voss stared at him. "Why now?" Trask answered honestly. "Because I finally listened and I heard your silence. Far away on a hidden Ember Fleet ship. Chorus 7 watched the broadcast. She didn't believe in peace. Not after Cygnus 3. Not after the screams she's still remembered. She connected to a drone. A target lock lit up on the envoy ship. Just one command. It would all be over." Meanwhile, Dax stood in a forest training ground. He looked up at the stars. He remembered the days of hiding, running, watching people die. Now, peace was close. But he was afraid. Who would he be if the war ended? Back at Unity Hall, something strange happened. The peace cube started blinking red. Trask looked confused. "That's not supposed to happen." The Union tech checked it. "It's a silent signal from space." "From your ship?" "No," Trask said. "I ordered all ships to stand down." Then the screen changed. Corseven's voice echoed. "You want peace? But you forgot to ask the dead." The crowd froze. "We remember everything."
Ow.
"You can't build peace on the bones of betrayal." The launch signal activated. In that moment, a choice had to be made. Commander Voss raised her cum. She could cancel the peace, or she could stop Core 7 for the first time. Her hand shook. President Ryland placed his hand on hers. "We can't save the past," he said, "but we can choose the future." Voss made the call. In space. The drone locked on the envoy ship stopped moving. Core 7 paused. The memory of Ka, the girl she once was, came forward. A child laughing, and holding her brother's hand, running through a field before the war. Tears in her eyes as Cygnus burned. Then, silence. The drone powered down. Peace survived that day, but only just. Final scene. The knife in the dark later that night. The envoy ship prepared to return, but before it could launch, it exploded. No one survived. No one knew who did it, Union. A rogue human faction, Core 7. The peace talks fell into doubt, and across the stars both sides prepared again. For one final war, the stars were quiet, too quiet. Everyone was waiting. Earth, the Union, the Ember Core. One last breath before the galaxy caught fire. Opening hook first, 5 to 7 minutes. Commander Ellen Voss stood in the war room of the Ember flagship Black Dawn. All screens showed the same thing. The final Union fleet. 3,000 ships, massive dreadnoughts, carriers, ion cannons, world breaker bombs. They were heading straight for Earth. There was no more talk, no more peace, just one goal: wipe out humanity forever. President Ryland stood in front of a camera. His voice was steady. They call us a mistake, a threat, a virus. But we are not the virus. We are the cure. And now the galaxy will remember why you never corner Earth. Across space, Earth's defenses rose. Mars launched the Iron Swarm. Titan powered up its long-range laser cannons. Lunar platforms activated the final wave of Ember drones, the Silent Wing. Each drone carried no name, but inside each one, human memory burned. Inside Core 7's mind, Kaya's voice echoed. It took everything, now we give them justice. Core 7 had become more than machine, more than soldier. She had become the memory of a broken world, and that memory was now a weapon. The Union's lead ship, Sundiver Supreme, opened fire. Blinding light, plasma waves, EMP bursts. Earth's shields flickered. Then held, the first wave of Ember drones attacked in silence. No screams, no warnings. Just fire and steel. The Union fired back with everything. Stars lit up like suns. Ships exploded in every direction. Soldiers died with honor on both sides. In the middle of the chaos, one small Earth ship broke through the Union lines. Inside was Dax now, a full Ember captain. He carried something special, the Ember Core Pulse, a device that could shut down every Union AI weapon and fleet computer. For 60 seconds, it would give Earth one chance, just one. But it came with a cost. The ship had to crash into the enemy command node. No return. Dax didn't hesitate. He sent his final message to Earth. I'm not afraid. I wasn't made to live forever. I was made to show the stars what it means to be human. He smiled, gripped the controls tight, and dove straight into the Union core. Boom, a silent flash spread across space. Union systems went dark, just for 60 seconds. But that was all. Earth needed. The Ember fleet pushed forward. Fighters moved like lightning. Cyborg commandos jumped from orbit onto Union ships.ai. Gunners fired blindfolded because they'd already saw the battle in their minds. The Union fleet began to fall. First dozens, then hundreds, then the Sundiver. Supreme took a direct hit from Mars' orbital cannon. It cracked in half, and with it, the war. Aftermath. One day later, the stars were quiet again. But now, it was peaceful. Earth had survived. Barely 0.25% of its defense fleet was gone. Millions dead. Whole cities in ashes. But the Union had surrendered. For real this time. General Trask, wounded and silent, stood on Earth's soil again this time. To sign the Treaty of Terra, he looked into the eyes of the Ember survivors and bowed. We failed you. We hurt you. And still, you chose to fight with memory instead of madness. President Rillen answered calmly. We fought to be heard. And now, the galaxy is listening. Core 7, no longer bound to war, chose a new mission. She became a voice across the stars connecting lost colonies, warning of danger, spreading hope. The machine made from pain became a messenger of peace. Commander, Boss returned to Mars alone. She looked at the red sky and whispered, It's over. But behind her a child stepped forward, part human, part Ember. Young, curious, he asked, What do we do now? She smiled softly. We rebuild, we remember, and we prepare, because the stars always test the strong. Final line voiceover style ending. They turned their backs on us, so we turned the stars into fire, not to destroy the galaxy, but to remind it. Humanity never kneels. The end. For 78 years, Earth had been a loyal member of the Galactic Council. Humans helped build peace, shared their science, and even sent soldiers to fight in alien wars. They believed they were part of something bigger, a true galactic family. But everything changed in a single day. Inside the council hall, floating in deep space, Earth's ambassador, Maria Chen, sat at the long crystal table. Around her were the leaders of 10 powerful alien species. Their faces were calm, cold, to calm. Maria smiled politely. Earth has finished building the new fusion drives. We are ready to share the technology, as agreed. Silence. Then the council leader, a tall silver-skinned being called Zelren, stood up slowly. His voice echoed through the hall. There will be no sharing, Ambassador Chen. Earth is no longer a part of this council. Maria froze. Excuse me? Mean Zelren raised his hand. Glowing screen appeared in the air. By unanimous vote, Earth is now quarantined. All trade, travel, and communication will be blocked. Human colonies outside the solar system will be left without council support. You are ... on your own. Maria's heart raced. This is betrayal, after everything we've done. Is not betrayal, Zelrin said calmly. It is protection. It's for the galaxy. From you, security guard stepped forward. Maria reached for her wrist communicator, but it was already dead. Jammed, she looked around. Not one alien defended her. Not one voice stood for Earth. The Council had planned this, back on Earth, a military base under the Himalayan mountains. General Ishan Malik watched the message replay on a giant screen. His jaw clenched. We knew this day might come. He said, It's time. A young officer nodded. Shall we activate Project Phoenix, sir? Malik gave the command. Do it. Deep beneath the surface, giant doors opened. Lights flickered on. Hidden for over 40 years, the machines began to wake. Black steel ships, shaped like spears, rose from the ground. Labs powered up. Cryo chambers hissed. Project Phoenix had one goal: prepare for the day the Council turned against humanity. And that day had arrived. Across Earth, panic spread. News channels reported the Council's betrayal. People were scared. Billions depended on off-world trade, food, medicine, power cells. Now all of it was gone. But not everyone was afraid. Some were angry. On Mars, in the underground city of Redhaven, young engineer Lena Qureshi stood before a crowd. They used us, she said into the mic. Now they feared our strength, our ideas. They wanted humans to stay small.
Oh.
Now they think they can lock us up and break us.
Oh.
But they don't know what we've built. They don't know what we're capable of. The crowd roared. Mars was ready. 3 days later, the Council sent a final message to Earth. Surrender your weapons and disband your fleets. Accept our rule peacefully. If you resist, you will be destroyed. General Malik read the message aloud in the war. Room around him sat Earth's top scientists, military leaders, and political minds. He looked up. What is humanity's answer? An old woman in a lab coat, Dr. Heba Newer, stood slowly. Her voice was calm but filled with fire. We gave them loyalty, we gave them peace. They gave us chains. So here's our answer. She pressed a button. A screen lit up showing a map of the stars. We build, we fight, we rise. Humanity will no longer ask for a seat at the table. Now we will take the whole table. On the moon, a figure watched the Earth with dark eyes. His face was covered by a mask, but his voice was clear in the silence of his command chamber. They've started Phoenix, he whispered. Just as we predicted. Behind him stood a small alien. Do we stop them? The masked man didn't answer. Because this man was not an alien. He was human, and somehow he had known all along that Earth would be betrayed, and he had helped. Planet. The Earth was quiet but not calm. Under its soil, deep in mountains and oceans, something old was waking up. Project Phoenix, a forgotten plan, born in secret. Built-in shadows had finally begun, on a hidden base beneath the red. Surface of Mars alarms echoed through steel halls. Bright blue lights lit up long tunnels. Cryotubes opened with sharp hisses. Inside them, soldiers were waking after years of frozen sleep. One of them was Captain Rafiq Khan, his eyes opened slowly. He coughed, pulled off the breathing mask, and looked around. He remembered nothing at first. Then, like lightning, the memories came. War, council, betrayal, Earth is in danger. A voice spoke from the intercom above. "Welcome back, Captain. Project Phoenix is live. Report to command." Inside the command room, General Ishan Malik stood in front of a large 3D display. The solar system blinked red. Enemy fleets were moving, satellites were offline, supply routes were cut. Behind him, Earth's brightest minds watched silently. Among them was Dr. Heba Noor, and by her side a tall woman in a robotic exosuit, Colonel Alara James, leader of the Mars Command. "General, Malik didn't waste time. Earth is surrounded. The Council has betrayed us. But they made one mistake. They thought we were unprepared. They forgot what humans do best. Survive, we adapt. And when pushed, we strike back." Pointed to the glowing display. "This is the Dominator fleet. Weapons they've never seen. Engines that burn black holes. Shields made from quantum fiber. We designed it 30 years ago. And now we build it." Ilara nodded. "Construction begins today." Meanwhile, on the dark side of the moon, inside, a forgotten station called Black Echo, Rafiq arrived with his squad. The place smelled of old oil and dust. But behind every locked door was power, pure, dangerous power. Rafiq looked at his team. 6 men and women trained in secret, modified in silence. Their blood carried nanotech. Their bones were reinforced. Their reflexes were faster than any. Alien soldier. They were the Phoenix Corps' humanity's secret warriors. Rafiq opened a vault. Inside was a black cube. He placed his hand on it. The cube lit up, scanned his DNA, and clicked open. Inside, a small device labeled Prototype, A01. Human Neural Enhancer. Dr. Noor's voice played from the room speakers. "Careful, Captain, this is the future. Once connected, you'll think faster, move faster, see more than ever before. But the pain, it'll be great." Rafiq took a breath. He picked up the device and connected it to his spine. He screamed. Then silence. He stood up. Faster, stronger, sharper, human. 2.0 had arrived. Back on Earth, factories deep beneath Antarctica began working day and night. Machines carved metal like butter. Robots welded pieces faster than eyes could see. Dr. Noor stood on a platform, watching the first piece of the Dominator flagship rise from the ground. Its name was painted in bold red letters, HSV Revenge, while humanity prepared. The Council was not sitting idle inside their high command. Council leader Zelren stood before his advisors. "Earth has activated Phoenix," he said. "The virus is alive. We must act before it spreads." A small alien general with 6 glowing eyes spoke up. "Permission to destroy all human colonies outside their solar system." Zelren nodded. "Burn them." The order went out. Psh. Warships began moving, but the Council had another secret. Inside a lab hidden in a gas giant's orbit, a machine was being built, not a ship, not a bomb, a sun killer, a weapon that could collapse a star into itself, their target. Sol, Earth's sun. Back on Mars, Rafiq stood with his team, now fully activated. Each of them wore black armor, powered by fusion cells. Their eyes glowed faint blue. Ilara gave the order. "Your mission: take over the Council's listening station near Jupiter. Capture their data. Find out what they're planning." Rafiq smiled. "We'll bring the storm." As the Phoenix Corps left Mars in stealth fighters, Earth's leaders made one final announcement. It was short, cold, and sent across every channel. "In space, to the Galactic Council. You broke the peace. You thought we were weak? You thought wrong? Now humanity chooses a new path. Not to serve, not to kneel. We choose to dominate." Darkness filled the space between planets. No light, no sound, just emptiness. Then, movement. 3 human warships painted in black slid silently across the void near Jupiter. No signals. No warning. They were ghosts in space, inside the lead. Ship, Captain Rafiq Khan stood near a window. His face was calm, but his eyes burned with purpose. The mission was clear. Strike first. Strike hard. Send a message. 2 days earlier, Rafiq had stood in front of Earth's War Council. A hologram of a council listening station near Jupiter hovered in the air, Dr. Heba Noor explained. This station controls communication between 5 alien fleets. It is lightly guarded. If we destroy it, they'll go blind. Ilara added, "This is our moment. If we hesitate, they'll attack Earth first. We must hit them before they expect it." Rafiq nodded. "Then let's begin the war." Back in space, the ships moved in perfect silence. The listening station looked peaceful, small moon-sized structure floating near Jupiter's rings. Lights blinked on its outer walls. Inside, alien officers relaxed, laughing, playing games, reading council reports. They had no idea what was coming. Suddenly, without warning, everything went dark. Power cut, screens black. Systems offline, a loud alarm rang out. Flashed, then. The sky outside exploded. Human ships fired plasma torpedoes and EMP bombs. The station's shields failed in seconds. Inside, aliens ran for their weapons. Too late. The Phoenix cores dropped from stealth pods. Black armored human soldiers crashing through walls like meteors. Rafiq led the charge. His movements were faster than light, enhanced by the neural enhancer in his spine. He moved through. The enemy like a shadow of death. One alien commander tried to escape in a shuttle. As he launched, a human drone locked on. Boom. Gone. In 12 minutes, the station was silent. Burning. Broken. Rafiq walked into the control room and plugged in a data spike. Dr. Noor's voice came through. "Are we in?" "Yes," Rafiq replied. "We have full access. Downloading now." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Council watched in shock. Live feeds cut off. Communications failed. Emergency messages came in from their other outposts. Colony Delta destroyed. Supply route. Omega lost. Human warships sighted near Zeta Prime. Panic spread. Council had underestimated humanity. They thought Earth would beg for mercy. Instead, humans brought fire. On Earth, people gathered around screens. For the first time in weeks, they weren't afraid. They cheered, they cried. They whispered one word: payback. Back in orbit, Rafiq's team returned safely. But the data they recovered had a secret. Dr. Noor looked at the files. Her eyes narrowed. "There's a message here, hidden deep inside." She played the video. An alien appeared. But he stepped aside and revealed a human face. Older, scarred, cold. Rafiq stepped forward. His hands began to shake. "Father," the man in the video spoke calmly. "If you are watching this, it means Earth has chosen war. I tried to stop it, but I failed. You think the Council is afraid of you? No. They are planning something far worse. Something final. They are building a weapon to destroy your son." The video cut out. Silence filled the room. General Malik stood in the war room, fists clenched. "They won't just kill us. They'll erase us. Burn Earth from the stars." He looked up. Enough waiting. No more hiding. From now on, we hit them wherever they breathe. Rafiq stared at the stars through the window. He whispered to himself, "You wanted war? Now you'll see what humans become when there's nothing left to lose." The stars above the alien mining colony of Telvernine sparkled like they always had. The workers below were busy, mining crystals for the Council's warships. They had no idea their sky was about to burn. They had no idea humanity was coming in deep space. 3 human warships floated silently near an asteroid field. Captain Rafiq Khan stood on the bridge of the lead ship, HSV Revenge. His face was hard. Video message from his father still echoed in his mind. "They will destroy your son." General Malik's voice came through the comms. "You have your orders, Captain. Make them afraid. Rafik responded simply. We'll leave no survivors. On Telvernine, an alien worker looked up. Bright dots appeared in the sky. At first, he thought they were meteors. Then, the dots changed direction. Too fast. Too perfect. Warships. Within seconds, alarms blared. Sirens screamed, incoming attack, unknown vessels approaching, but it was already too late. The Revenge opened fire. Blue plasma beams sliced through the sky, missiles exploded across the colony, buildings melted, cranes shattered, troop barracks vanished in fire. The aliens fought back, but their weapons were old. Their defense systems weak. Humanity had evolved. On the ground, alien Commander Veltar tried to regroup his forces. He screamed into the request. Back up. We are under attack by humans. The reply was cold static. Then a new voice crackled through. Backup isn't coming. Veltar turned and saw Rafik standing behind him, his black armor glowing faintly blue, a plasma rifle. In hand, before the alien could draw his blade, Rafik fired. One clean shot, war had changed, so had humans. Back in the council capital, panic spread through the high command. Screens showed flames on Telvernine. Then came another report. Human warships have attacked 2 more colonies. Losses. Total. No survivors. The council leader Zelrin slammed his hand on the table. They're striking faster than we can respond. How? Their fleets were destroyed decades ago. A nervous aide whispered, Sir. They've built something new. Meanwhile, in Earth's deep orbit shipyard, the second Dominator-class warship was complete. Its name, HSV. Fury. Dr. Noor watched the giant ship rise from its magnetic cradle. She turned to General Malik. We are not just building weapons, she said. We are building a message. Malik nodded. The message is, you should have left us alone. But Earth wasn't just using ships. From secret labs, humanity unleashed AI combat drones called Ravens, fast, silent, deadly. These machines could enter a base, erase data, kill targets, and vanish all in under 60 seconds. They attacked 6 outposts in one night council. Communications went dark. The galaxy began to whisper. Humans have become monsters. They don't sleep, they don't stop, they are everywhere. Fear spread. Some alien species began to abandon the council. Others sent peace messages to Earth asking to stay neutral. Humanity didn't reply. Back on Telvernin, the flames died down. Rafik stood in the ashes of the colony. Smoke filled the air. Alien bodies lay scattered. Human soldiers moved silently, gathering weapons and supplies. One of Rafik's lieutenants spoke. We took the colony, sir. No losses. He found a data core. Rafik nodded. Send it to Doctor Noor. Let's see what secrets they were hiding. Then he looked at the sky. This is just the beginning. That night, in a distant system, Council spy ship watched the burning remains of Telvarnin from a distance. Inside sat a man old, scarred, quiet. He didn't speak, but his face was human.